Our shepherd, Jesus Christ, has repeatedly given us counsel, brethren, about those things which can cause some in his flock to become inactive, indifferent, offended, or to fall away. The cares and pleasures of the world, temptation, persecution, tribulation, all take their toll. So do being wronged, being ignored, and seeing hypocrisy in others. Brethren, except for our own families, no group of men needs us more than these souls. Unlike those who have never heard the gospel, these individuals have known some light and so have some accountability, hence the urgency. This work of reactivation often involves group study and socials, but essentially it is done a soul at a time, quietly and with dignity. It is done less by the numbers and more by the Spirit. It is less technique than genuine caring, more extending a helping hand than writing new handbooks. There are no slick tricks, and quickie campaigns usually fail, for a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. Further, while we must stand on higher ground in order to lift another, there must be no condescension or suggestion that our concern is statistical rather than spiritual, nor are souls to be dropped soon after they have been painstakingly lifted. How many times are we supposed to find the elect anyway? A first step is to recognize where known the causes of inactivity in these men. This often suggests how to customize our expressions of concern. However, never underestimate the power of privately extending a simple, loving, but direct challenge. Though it may not be reciprocated, such love is never wasted. Second, recognize that this work takes time. It does interrupt our regular routine. The parable of the Good Samaritan teaches us that. Some wounds require more than a quick Band-Aid. Third step to be overseen by priesthood executive committees and ward councils is the careful matching of person to person. Organized love is better than generalized concern. Yet this redemptive labor should not be so institutionalized that friends and neighbors feel released from their responsibilities. Whichever way or both, an inspired effort is needed, for in the work of reactivation, the best approach may be the only approach. Fasting and praying may be necessary to know when the timing is right to make an approach to a certain brother. Fourth, provide such individuals with a fresh opportunity to serve because they are genuinely needed. Moses learned this principle while recruiting Hobab as a guide. Remember, while their condition cries out for unconditional love, they usually desire a modest chance to express their own love and talents. For instance, elders' quorum presidency should organize several appropriate committees, chaired by an active elder, who is to report regularly to the quorum presidency, with 2 or 3 active brethren to help. Each committee may be given the names of inactive brethren most likely to respond when invited to serve on that committee, such as an athletic or welfare committee. These inactive men are less likely to respond to a general invitation to start coming to church than to a request to serve on a specific committee which takes account of their interests. One inactive brother started serving as a greeter and is now a bishop. Significantly, brethren, the saints did not become inactive while crossing the plains, when the sense of belonging and being needed was so profound. Fifth, provide the needed teaching. Activation requires conversion. Believing requires gospel beliefs to be understood. Quorum instruction and gospel essentials classes must be of a high quality. Attendees must feel the Spirit as they are taught. These individuals need the bread of life, not crumbs from the table. After all, the father of the prodigal son prepared a feast for the returnee. He did not merely warm up some leftovers. Temple preparation seminars should feature enough informality to make real learning possible. Assign fellowshipping couples to attend these same seminars along with the inactive couples. Those attended should be lovingly encouraged to set some personal goals in order to be ready to go to the temple. Surveys indicate that 30% of those invited to attend seminars will attend. Of the remainder, experience shows that 8 out of 10, properly approached, will permit priesthood leaders to go into their homes to teach them. Brethren, what are we afraid of? These encouraging statistics suggest how important it is, therefore, not to stand by and wring our hands, but to do something. The reason, frankly, brethren, that so little is happening is that so little is being tried. An experienced woodcarver was asked how one begins to be a woodcarver. He said bluntly, "Start making some chips." Brethren, let's start making some chips. A sixth step is to remember the Lord's hand is in this work. He can bring about those circumstances in which such souls are in a preparation to hear the word. His Spirit can prod the prodigals, some of whom will come to their senses. And as that happens, let us run to greet them while they are yet a great way off. Seventh, prevention is always better than rehabilitation. Sometimes, ironically, brethren, prevention requires no more than a few extra minutes of loving conversation or an expression of empathy. Being given the priesthood and a church assignment soon after baptism not only help to anchor new converts, but assist other church workers who are busy and whose arms hang down and whose knees are feeble. Likewise, as the Lord's under-shepherds, let us take preventive care to set a prudent pace